Hey guys, it's Clayton here. Welcome back to a new video. Today is Monday, August 18th of 2025, and I'm not going to a concert today, but I did just buy a new concert ticket. I am for sure seeing Nine Inch Nails for a third time. I saw them 8 days ago in Vancouver, BC, in Canada, and then I saw them 6 days ago in Seattle. I live about an hour away from Seattle, and just like the day after the Seattle show, I was thinking, gosh, like the first two shows I saw them at, I was like definitely like kind of farther away, and it was a great show. But I feel like if you're farther away, it's like more about like the production. Um, but just like seeing the light show and the stage is like, gosh, it'd be so amazing to experience that up close. Like if I see them again, like I need to be in the pit. So I just bought a plane ticket to Cleveland, Ohio, and I just bought a pit ticket for that show. I think it's called Rocket Arena. So I will be seeing Nine Inch Nails in Cleveland, Ohio on August 31st. It's like a hometown show because I know Trent Reznor used to live in Cleveland, so, or I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. But yeah, I mean, my Nine Inch Nails, I'd say they're like my second favorite band. My number one is Depeche Mode. I got them on my wall behind me. And back in 2023, I saw Depeche Mode 5 times. And something I like to talk about a lot is on Halloween in 2023, I flew all the way to Boston to see them. I was in row one, also wore a hot dog costume since it was Halloween. I'm going to try to, I mean, it would be amazing to be like right up against the stage, like right against the barrier. So hopefully I can do that. I mean, I don't know how likely that would be. If I can't be like right next to the stage, I might try to be like right next to the B stage. But yeah, for the flight to Cleveland, leaving Seattle at like the departure's at like 7 a.m. on Sunday, August 31st. Probably have to be at the airport by like 4:30 or 5 in the morning. Oh my gosh. Um, and then I think that's like a 4-hour flight or something. And then I'm gonna be in Chicago for like an hour or so, and then taking off from Chicago to Ohio, and that's like an hour something flight. And then landing in Cleveland, Ohio around 4:50 something. I already looked it up, the drive time from the airport. I think it's like Hopkins International. It's like a 15 to 20 minute drive from there to Rocket Arena. So I should be there before doors open. Doors open at 6:30. Boys Noize starts at 8, and then Nine Inch Nails starts at 9. But I'm really pumped. Nine Inch Nails is like super important to me. Uh, yeah. Also, I'm wearing one of my new shirts right now. I got this outside before the show in Seattle last Tuesday, so 6 days ago. It's a bootleg shirt, and I like it. I mean, on the back, I don't think it's like the greatest quality, but it's a bootleg shirt. It's like $25. And then 2 days before that in Canada, I bought 2 hoodies, a shirt, and then like a tank top or kind of like a cutoff shirt. But yeah, I'm so excited. I get to see Nine Inch Nails for a third time. I mean, hopefully they tour again, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's like the start of my concert vlog. Um, yeah. Well, I'll resume this video again in a few days or a few weeks. Anyways, see you then. Hey guys, it's Clayton here. Welcome back to a new concert vlog. It is currently 4 in the morning on Sunday, August 31st of 2025. And later today, I'll be seeing Nine Inch Nails for the third time. They're going to be playing at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. And I live in Washington. So in about a half an hour, my dad is going to drive me to SeaTac Airport. And then my flight leaves at 7. There's a layover in Chicago. And then the plane's supposed to land in Cleveland, Ohio at around 4:51. And then from there, it's like within a 20-minute drive to the venue, to Rocket Arena. So I'll just get like a Lyft from there. Doors open at 6:30. And then pretty sure Boys Noize starts at 8. And yeah, this time I'm going to be on the floor. I've got general admission pit tickets, so I'm really excited for that. But I'm going to go take my shower now. All right, it is now 4:32 in the morning, and I'm definitely pretty tired. Wearing my 9 Inch Nails shirt that I got in Vancouver, BC a few weeks ago for the tour. Yeah, I'm just going to be wearing this. I got some black sweats, and I'm just flying there and then flying back. So, like, I'm not even getting a hotel room. Like, after the show, I'm just going back to the airport. My flight leaves at, like, 6 in the morning tomorrow. So, these are the only clothes I have. And I will show you what I'm taking with me to the show and to the airport. All right, so this is my clear bag for the concert. This is what I'm bringing with me. I got 2 power banks. I don't know the name of these brands, but they work really well. USB charging cord. I got another USB-C fast charging cord. Bottle of water, which I will obviously have to empty before I pass through security at the airport. Toothbrush for, like, on the way back after the concert. I don't want to have, like, bad breath. Toothpaste, deodorant, little charging block, Cliff Bar, and passport also, because I don't have my enhanced driver's license, and in order to fly you need an enhanced driver's license or a passport. So that's what I got. I will also be bringing this black 9 Inch Nails peel it back tour hoodie that I also got this in Vancouver, BC. That was August 10th. And then I think I'm gonna bring my 9 Inch Nails hat too, also for the peel it back tour. Got this in Seattle on August 12th. So yeah, about to head out. This will be my 3rd time seeing 9 Inch Nails, my 71st concert of the year. Also 3rd time seeing Boys Noize. I'm like really tired. Like, I don't know how much sleep I got, or like if I slept at all. So hopefully I can sleep on the plane. But here we go. Alright, my dad just dropped me off at SeaTac Airport. It's now 5:31 in the morning. I'm very, very tired. Hopefully I can get some sleep on the plane. Yeah, here we go. Wearing my 9 Inch Nails hoodie. Alright, here I am at my gate. A8, I think it starts boarding at 6:10. Boarding ends at 6:45. It's now 5:59. Security wasn't too bad. It took like less than 20 minutes to get through. Yeah, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I'm like very tired. I think I slept, maybe. I was like really restless. I couldn't fall asleep, and I just had my eyes closed for a long time, and just had my thoughts running. And I remember checking the time. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what? I was trying to get up at 3:30. So I don't know how much sleep I got, but it's gonna be a great day though. 9 Inch Nails for the 3rd time. Yeah. Chicago now. It's about 20 minutes or so until my flight to Cleveland, Ohio starts boarding. Apparently it's about a 16-minute walk from the gate I got to the gate I have to be at, which is, we got to gates B11 and now I'm walking to gate E14. It's 1:26 p.m. Currently at the O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, and I'm here for my layover. I was in Seattle earlier, flying to Cleveland, Ohio, and my flight for Cleveland just started. I think it just started boarding. I was getting food, and this lady I saw walking by, she's wearing a Def Leppard shirt. So I told her, "Oh, I like your shirt. I've seen them before." And then it just hit me. I saw them 3 years ago today. Like, I saw them August 31st, 2022. And now it's August 31st, 2025. It's crazy timing. Anyways, that's all. I thought that was interesting. Alright, it is now 4:55 p.m. I am now in Cleveland, Ohio. It's my first time ever being in Ohio. Got that Scooby Ohio riz, as they say. I just had to throw that in there. It's so cringe. Anyways, so there's a time difference here. Back in Washington, it is 1:55 p.m. So over here, it's 3 hours ahead. And in Chicago, which is where my layover was, it's 2 hours ahead of Washington. So over there, it's 3:55. And then Cleveland, Ohio is an hour ahead of Chicago. So I've actually been in 3 states today. Started out in Washington, then I was in Illinois for about an hour or so, maybe less. And now here I am in Ohio. 3 states in 1 day. And 4:55 p.m.
If Rachel Grappi is in the concourse, please come back to Charlie 5. Rachel Grappi, please come back to Charlie 5 if you're in the concourse.
All right. I'm just gonna take a Lyft to Rocket Arena, which is within 20 minutes of here, and doors open at 6:30. So I'll just be waiting in line. I'm excited to meet some Nine Inch Nails fans. Actually, I met a lady here when I was walking off the plane who's here just for the concert too, and she had a friend who was on the same plane as me, who was meeting her for the Nine Inch Nails concert. And I think she said she saw them on this tour in Chicago and Detroit. And she also saw Deftones recently too. But anyways, it was cool meeting her. Near the end, at the very end of my flight, I was talking to the guy to the right of me on the plane. I was in the middle seat, and this guy named Russ, and he lives in Cleveland, or at least around here.
The Transportation Security Administration has limited
I asked him, what were you doing in
carry through the
Chicago?
screening
Because
checkpoint.
there's a flight from Chicago to Cleveland, Ohio. And he's like, oh, I was actually in Egypt. So it was so random, didn't expect that. But I got to hear about his time in Egypt, and he showed me pictures and videos. It was really cool meeting him. His name's Russ, cool guy. Anyways, here I am in Cleveland at the airport, and probably gonna head out after a while to go to Rocket Arena. 71st concert of the year, 3rd time seeing Nine Inch Nails. All right, I'm outside the airport now. It is now 5:32 p.m. and I just ordered a Lyft ride. It's like $27.99, and I don't have the details for the Lyft driver yet, but they should be here in around 7 minutes or so. That was the estimate for the Lyft. Yeah, I'm really excited for the concert. It's gonna be crazy being on the floor. The last 2 times I saw them, I was like, not like too far back, but like I wasn't close at all. Like I feel like from where I saw them before, it's kind of more about the production, which is still good, but it's not the same. I'm used to being up close at concerts for like the local bands I see in Seattle. But yeah, I feel like being in the pit, it's gonna feel more real. Like I'm part of it. I get to feel the lights in my face. I'm so excited. But yeah.
Everyone is ordering takeout.
Was it hard to like pick up people during COVID, or like were people still doing that?
I just did food delivery.
Oh, that's cool. I saw them twice last year.
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday was a year ago since the first time I saw them. And then tomorrow would be a year since the second time I saw them. Because I did 2 nights in Seattle, 1 day in between an off day. And completely different set lists and different openers.
Yeah.
All right, my Lyft driver, Mark, dropped me off like a minute or 2 ago. Like once I got out of the car, there was like a bootleg seller. It was getting set up like right outside. So you know what? I already bought a bootleg merch shirt. Got this for $20. Actually, I like the design on the front. I think it might be the cover of the slip. Not totally sure. And then on the back, it's got, I mean, I can't really hold it totally right. I had to stop the video because someone was coming up asking where I got my bootleg shirt, so that was cool timing. I got a bootleg shirt in Seattle on August 12th, and it had like a different design on the front, but I think the back design was the same as this one. But yeah, this is $20. We got Rocket Arena right behind me. It's 5:57 p.m. Doors open at 6:30, so in 33 minutes. I'm really excited. Left for wristbands. That's good. I'm good.
We better go this way.
So I do like this latest part of the pigs for 45.
This is exactly.
It's happening in Baltimore. The guy
You must go down portal 28. If you go down any other portal, I'm kicking you out of the building. Is that clear? Yes. Thank you.
I'm going down 22. Get off on 6. Straight down to Oklahoma.
69.
Excuse me. Yeah, he was waiting like hours before. We're like, we're not doing that.
Even though we
I go for it here. No, I use my pot face. I mean, we can always try to take a spot. Fade out on Oh, yeah, it's like that, huh? Okay. Oh, drink that beer, I guess. Pack it in. Pack it in, baby.
Thank you.
Step right at the bottom.
She's the sweetest. I'm just the cool.
I've been. That's not as bad as I was. Thank
It's like wherever you want to eat, she's like, I don't mind celebrations.
Yeah.
I have
Better not look him too closely in the eye. I'm sure what's out of the glass, you are wrong. See the safety of the life you have built. Everything where it belongs. Feel the hollowness inside your heart. And it's all right where it belongs. What if all the world's inside your head? Just creations of your own. The devils and your gods, all the living and the dead. And you really are alone. You can live in this illusion. You can choose to believe. Keep on looking, but you can't find the woods. While you're hiding in the trees. What if everything around you isn't quite as it seems? What if all the world you used to know is an elaborate dream? If you look at your reflection, well, is that all you want to be? What if you could look right through the cracks? Would you find yourself afraid to see? Off the side and far away is a place where I hide and where I stay. Trying to find, I tried to ask, I needed to all alone by myself. But where were you? How could I ever think it's playing out everything you tell me, yeah, and everything is alright. say has come before. Stumbled into something, into something, into something. I don't know for certain anymore. without you, everything falls apart without you. It's not as much fun to pick up the pieces. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I know. I thought it was coming off the close. I need to hear that.
I'd like to introduce the band. Robin Fink. Alessandro Cortini. Atticus Ross. And Josh Freese. I'd like to personally say thank you. I took a drive today and drove around the city a little bit, and it really reminded me how much it shaped me into who I became and what Nine Inch Nails became, and how much I love this place, and I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming out and being around after all these years, and it really means a lot. We don't take it for granted. Thank you very, very much. Here's an awkward segue. Speaking of mind-blowing moments, many years ago I got a phone call. And I knew the voice from, it was my favorite artist in the whole world, David Bowie. I could tell it was him. And he invited us to collaborate and go on tour together, and then led to us working on some music. And it's one of those things where I couldn't believe it was happening when it was happening. I can't believe I'm playing here after all these years in this place, and it's just fucking great. This is a song we did with David Bowie. Johnny's in the middle, coming to Texas. The only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole. The unfamiliar sting. Try to kill it all away. But I remember everything.
need me to be. Hey man, what's your YouTube?
All right, the Nine Inch Nails concert just finished at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Here I'm with Ethan. Ethan, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm shocked, amazed, speechless. Right at one point, greatest show I've ever seen.
Do you have any favorite songs from the night?
All the Downward Spiral ones. The Closer remix that they did with Boys Noize is insane. I've been pumping that for like 2 weeks, all leading up to the concert. Just all over incredible. A lot of bangers like Wish. We got stuff from Broken EP, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, it was really cool hearing Gave Up live and then like Wish also.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite, just even outside of the concert, like favorite Nine Inch Nails song?
Last.
Dude, I wish they would play that. That's such a great song. About like favorite album from them?
The Downward Spiral, but I really like Bad Witch.
What was that?
I really like Bad Witch.
Oh, that's like...
They're newer.
Yeah, they had like 2 EPs and then that was an LP after, I think.
But Broken also is probably in the top 3.
Broken's
I love
amazing.
the energy, the rawness.
How have you seen them before?
No, this is my first time seeing them.
So like first live experience, how would you rate it? Like, was it all that you hoped it would be?
10 out of 10, yeah.
Nice.
Incredible. Thank you so much. I found it at thrift store. It was the greatest thing I've ever done.
I actually just got a Ramstein shirt from Hot Topic the other day.
That's awesome.
At Grove City.
How long have you been a Nine Inch Nails fan?
I'd say around 2016, maybe 2015, so probably going on like 10 years.
Is there something in particular that drew you to them, or like, do you remember the first song that got you into them?
I watched the Broken video on some fucked up website and read the whole backstory about how it was a VHS that they set up in a balloon and they distributed a bunch of them, and the cops and the FBI thought it was a snuff film.
Oh yeah.
And just that raw energy. I've been a Rammstein fan for a really long time, so that music just basically sounds so similar that I gravitated to it so much, and I love the pure raw aggression that was in it. It felt DIY, it felt great, and then I found out they were from Cleveland, which is where my dad grew up. So, I mean, it was like love at first sight.
A bit unrelated, favorite Rammstein song? Do you mind if we move? It's a bit loud. It's a bit loud.
Favorite Rammstein song, I'd have to say Engel.
Enga?
Engel.
Okay.
Or Reptile. Reptile is it.
How long did it take you to get to the show tonight? Like, was it
I
far?
left around 11:30, got in around 3:20, hit the merge pre-sale pretty quick, and got in real smooth. One of the best concert experiences I've had. Yeah, the Rocket Arena did a good job with everything, and they put on an amazing show.
What did you think of the lights?
The lights were incredible. I've been to a lot of shows with lights. I went and saw Fish last November, which was incredible, but this might even top that.
Yeah.
The visual effects were incredible. I didn't expect any of that.
It was
the way
amazing.
They had the spiral going. There was a throwback to the Closer graphics they used with the centipedes. It was just so incredible.
Yeah, I think visually my favorite was Reptile. That was just incredible. Any last thoughts you want to add?
I wish I could go to more shows, man. But I'm glad I came to see him. The hometown show, it felt pretty incredible. So it's definitely a memory I'll never forget and an experience that I'm glad I spent the time and money to get here. And I had to jump through a lot of hoops. Thought I wasn't coming. Ended up coming. I told myself I had to be here, so I wouldn't have traded it for the world.
Well, I'm glad you're able to make it. I'm glad I got to meet you, Ethan.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Get home safe.
I want to grab a picture of you.
Here I am at Rocket Arena with Elo and Rowan, right? And in Cleveland, Ohio. How was the Nine Inch Nails concert just finished? How was it?
It's fucking amazing. I saw them in Chicago both nights, and like after that, I'm like, I have to see them in Cleveland. That's the hometown, you know.
Was this your third time seeing them then?
Yeah, third time seeing them this tour and like ever, because I never got the chance before. But yeah, I mean, it was so amazing in Chicago. Like I just fucking drove like 6 hours after work, stepped in my car and just woke up at like 3:30 in the morning. Got here at 5 a.m. Wait all day.
I totally respect that.
Yeah, I got that barricade. I had to.
First show for me, I flew in from Charlotte yesterday. I went to bed the moment I got to Cleveland, and I woke up and I got in line and I met some really fucking cool people.
That's so awesome.
And
wait, you guys just met today?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Incredibly emotional experience. Yeah. Reptile really got under me for some reason.
The visuals for that one is like amazing.
I cried like crazy. First show, and I just feel beyond lucky, and I'll be getting 2 more in Raleigh and Duluth.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so you're gonna end up seeing 3 on this tour then? This is my 3rd concert of the tour and 3rd time seeing Nine Inch Nails overall. So, I saw them in Vancouver, BC, in Canada on August 10th, and then 2 days after that in Seattle. I live like an hour from Seattle, so I woke up at like 4 this morning and took a flight to Chicago, and then a flight to Cleveland, and here I am. So, do you guys have any favorite songs from the night?
Honestly, everything sounded so crisp tonight. The comeback concert remix was really good tonight. That's like not one of my favorites, but it was really good. They cut a song for some reason. I don't know why, but
As Alive as You Need Me to Be.
Yeah, they cut it.
Find My Way was a really special treat, and so was Mr. Self-Destruct. But Reptile will always kind of scratch an itch and make me cry in some peculiar way. So the whole experience was emotional and incredible. But yeah, right there, Reptile, like Mr. Self-Destruct, and like right where it belongs.
I'm glad you guys had a good time tonight. You guys have any other shows coming up you're going to?
Thinking about begging my boss to give me the weekend off so I could go to Nashville.
Oh wow!
I don't know. We'll see how that goes though.
How about you?
Thinking about going to oh my god, I don't remember what the festival's called. It's in Kentucky.
Okay.
But Perfect Circle's playing there, and I really want to see Perfect Circle again. But besides that, Nine Inch Nails are the only other 2 concerts I have planned for it.
Okay. Cool. How old are you guys?
I'm 17.
17?
I'm 19.
19. And how long have you guys been listening to Nine Inch Nails?
I've probably been listening to them like casually, like a radio listener since I was like 8, and I've like actually like listened to them since I was 12.
Wow. How about you?
I started like listening in like high school, you know, so a few years ago, and then like suddenly like I'm at work, I get the work speaker, I'm like, what do I put on? I just put on Pretty Hate Machine. It's over. So like this year just took over my mind. It's just changed my life, honestly.
That's really cool. Favorite song? That's the last question. Favorite song from Nine Inch Nails?
Ring Finger. I love Ring Finger so
Ring
much.
Finger.
Right now, Burning Bright's really high up there.
Burning Bright?
Burning Bright, Feel on Fire.
Okay. All right, well, it was really nice to meet you guys. Thanks for the interview. All right.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Here I am outside Rocket Arena with Johnny. How are you doing?
Hello.
After the Nine Inch Nails concert, what do you think?
Fucking amazing. Trent is... He's like fine wine. He just gets better with age, for sure.
Have you seen them before?
Yes, several times throughout the years. And with the way technology obviously, is progressing, he really has no issue staying relevant, for sure. And every show that I see just tops the previous one. It's amazing.
Have you ever, all the times you've seen them, have they all been in like around this area, or have you followed them to different areas on the tour?
I haven't been like a fish head in that I follow them around the country.
Okay.
All within the Cleveland.
Okay,
area.
cool.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite time you've seen them? Or you said each time gets better and better, right?
It really does, absolutely. I mean, each show you really can't compare tours at all. I mean, Trent is obviously extremely innovative. He pours his heart and soul into the creative side of his tours. So he doesn't want, any two tours to be even remotely comparable. So it's like apples and oranges. You really can't compare head to head, the tours. So
yeah,
that's a difficult question to answer.
Okay.
Sure.
Any like favorite songs they played tonight?
Oh man, I think I mentioned earlier, I love it when they open with Somewhat Damaged. I was a little disappointed that they didn't, do that this time around, but I do love how they focused on the Broken era early on.
That was kind of a surprise for me.
The mixes with Boys Noize was fucking sick.
What do you think of that new remix of Closer?
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, because I was telling you, I saw them in Vancouver, BC, and then Seattle. And when I saw them there, they played just the regular version of Closer. But then I saw that a few days after that, they started playing this remix version with Boys Noize, and my mind was blown.
Boys Noize is the shit. He's a legend, dude. I've been into him for like 15 years. Yeah.
Okay. How long has he been around for?
I mean, he's been huge in Germany for decades now.
Is he a German DJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know about him before the tour.
Oh yeah. I mean, this cat's been playing in front of 500,000 plus heads at festivals over in Europe, man, for years now. But he produces like his shit, like he's not just getting up there and twisting knobs and just faking it. The soundboard's doing all the work. I mean, no, this dude's he's grinding on stage, and I was so stoked.
Did you say you got here like later, or?
So I got in like towards maybe the middle of Boys Noize set, maybe towards the end. But I don't know where I'm going. I'm being directed down to my seat, and I'm like walking down towards the section, and I like had to do a triple take. Like, is that fucking Trent like standing next to? Is that really him, or is it someone like pretending to sing?
That was on the B stage. Or the light show for that was incredible.
Unreal. Yeah, and that was reminiscent of the 2013 Hesitation Marks tour that I was telling you about with, the lighting. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was just, my jaw, like, seriously, man, someone could have came up and just, pushed my jaw because it was on the floor, man. I couldn't believe it. It was sick.
Where were you? Where was your seat? Like, what section were you
Section
in?
3.
Section 3? Like, down, like, next to the floor?
Well, I had my assigned seat was row H, but I typically just look for an empty seat and just go up there until I get yelled at, and so I was probably D or E.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get yelled at all, or did you just end up staying there?
Yeah, when me and my boy went in the aisle to try to get as close as we could to get some footage, the security guard would say we had to clear the aisle.
Oh, yeah.
But I've done that a million times. I know the drill.
Do you have like a favorite Nine Inch Nails song? Or
oh boy, I wouldn't necessarily say favorite song per se. the Broken album, probably, if I had to pick one, would be my fave.
That's I haven't listened to every single Nine Inch Nails album, but like the first three, like Pretty Hate Machine, Downward Spiral, and Fragile, I've spent so much time with. But I've also spent lots of time with Broken too. One of my favorite songs is Last.
Love that song.
Love
that song.
That's just incredible. I wish they would play it. Like, I know they've played it before because like I've seen like a video on YouTube from like maybe like 10 years ago, but I don't think they even played it during that Broken era.
Such a fucking great song. And in fact, the drummer, the original drummer of Public Image Limited, Martin Atkins, actually was the drummer for Nails at that time.
Oh,
He
really?
was on that tour.
Was that like
played on that album
during like Lollapalooza too?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
92. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Martin Atkins was the drummer.
You were saying earlier how usually Somewhat Damaged is like their opening song,
Yes.
which that's one of my favorite songs. I actually got to see that the two shows before this.
Nice.
But I was hoping that would be the opener for this tour. And like if it wasn't the opener, I was hoping it would have been Now I'm Nothing, which I'm not sure if you're familiar. Do you know that song? It's like a live only song that they had
on what?
It was like the opener
And All
for
That Could Have Been?
No. Like, do you mean like the live album or like DVD or?
Yeah.
I think as far as I thought the opener for that one was Terrible Lie, but maybe I'll have to go back to that one. But Now I'm Nothing was the opener for like the Lollapalooza tour in 1991, and there's like, I think around like 91 they played that as an opener, and then I think Nine Inch Nails did a tour with Jane's Addiction back in like 2009, and I think maybe twice on that tour they opened with that. I'm not really familiar with that era very much, but is that like with like the album The Slip or?
The 2009?
Yeah, it was like 2008,
Slip
2009.
was 2000. God, what was that? It was late 2000s.
They're playing Closer in their car.
Nice. Slip was, I think, maybe 08?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not really experienced with that one. Like the only song I know
That's
from
a
that's
great
Discipline.
album. And, I mean, it was free, for the
Oh,
fans.
was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Trent said this one's for you. And,
Did
yeah,
he
it
do the
was
same
free.
thing with
You
the
could donate
Ghost album?
if you wanted, but yeah, you could download it for free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you listened to the new song from the Tron soundtrack?
Absolutely. I can't wait for that soundtrack too.
Dude.
So like so my buddy Joel, we're huge Nails fans. He sent it to me. I'm thinking, okay, if it's with Atticus Ross, it's gonna be an instrumental. I wasn't expecting, the song that we got.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit! I was so hoping that
I was surprised they didn't play it.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that would be one of the features of the tour.
Yeah.
Just the timing, made it seem like, he'd be, playing that song during the set. But
these cars are like singing to each other.
Yeah. I am so stoked for that soundtrack, though. Yeah, I'm hoping there's going to be more vocal songs.
I never would have expected vocals for like a movie soundtrack, but like, it's so good though.
It is. It's sick.
And yeah, the lyrics are really great. Do you have like? I was gonna ask if you had like a favorite Nine Inch Nails album, but would you just say Broken? Probably.
I would say. I mean, each one really represents a different time in my life.
I like that.
Yeah, but the Broken, it really covers a lot of eras of my life. I guess I can definitely relate to each and every one of those songs. I can associate an era of my life with it. So yeah, it's very deeply personal for sure. Yeah.
I'm blanking on a question right now, so I'm just asking you about your shirt. You're wearing a Pill shirt.
Yes, sir.
Public Image Limited. What do you have like a favorite song from them?
Oh my goodness. Depends on the day.
Okay.
Really. I would say This Is Not a Love Song is probably one of, I mean, you could put that on or the remix. And yeah, I'm a happy guy for sure.
Okay.
I do like their new material. I love their current era, what they're doing. They're putting out a new album here soon. They actually have a new logo as well.
Is it that logo or is it a different one?
It's different.
Okay.
it's growing on me. It's not as cool as this one, for sure. But I would say that Metal Box is probably my favorite album.
Okay.
Or second edition.
I'm not super familiar with their stuff. I can't remember the album name. I think it might be from '82. It has "This Is Not a Love Song" on it. But I like "Bad Life."
Well, "Bad Life's" great.
Like that's really catchy.
This is what you want. This is what you get.
Isn't that the outro one? The Order of Death.
That's right. Exactly.
And well, it's like saying those lyrics in "Bad Life," and then the outro song on the album is just over and over like, "This is what you want. This is what you get," and then it goes into that instrumental.
Yes.
Oh my god.
That song was actually featured on an episode of Miami Vice.
Okay.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, bouncing around. You were talking about Nirvana. Like, do you have like a favorite Nirvana song?
Oh gosh, again, day of the week. My answer would vary. Radio-friendly unit shifter has always been a fave. Drain You. I can't really pick a fave. I would have to just leave you hanging on that because there's everyone is a fave. There are no filler songs.
Yeah,
I would say In Utero is probably my favorite album though, if I had to pick one.
And that's the final one, right?
Yes.
That has radio-friendly unit shifter.
Yes.
You said you were 13 when Kurt Cobain died?
Yes.
How did his death impact you?
Oh,
is that like a big
devastating?
question?
Devastating.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I just remember getting off the school bus that day, coming inside, turning on MTV as per usual, it's ritual, and there's Kurt Loder with the MTV special report. His hands are shaking as he's holding the papers announcing Kurt's death. That was that's a flashbulb moment. Yeah, wow, I'll never forget that.
MTV definitely isn't like what it used to be, but I like watching the old interviews and like I'm pretty sure if it's who I'm thinking is I like Kurt Loder though.
Yeah.
And there's another guy too. I know that there's interviews on MTV with with 9 Inch Nails I like watching.
Kennedy was my first crush of all time. I still love her.
There's this one I keep on going back to of like her and Trent and with the whole band too. They're all in like bed together.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
I know exactly which.
And it's like almost like
about.
her and Trent are like flirting with her.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so fun
That's
to watch.
what's up.
Have you seen the interview where it's Trent Reznor and David Bowie together?
Oh yeah, and Brad Pitt, like backstage.
It wasn't Brad Pitt. I think it might be Kurt Loder interviewing them.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just want to go back to. It's just a fun one.
That's awesome. Man.
Yeah, but lastly, did you can you show the merch you got tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Apparently, they did have a tour poster.
What?
Limited to 10. 10 copies.
That's
you had
insane.
to have a password to have access to it. Yeah.
Wow.
I went around to every single merch booth, and that was the general consensus. It was limited to 10 copies.
Yeah. Trent was actually singing about you tonight. Johnny is an American.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it been badass?
Yeah.
Bowie hologram.
Oh man, that'd be cool. What did you think of like them bringing out that song?
I thought it was fucking amazing.
Had you like seen any videos of the tour prior to the concert?
No, I went in.
So it was all new to
fresh,
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Didn't want any spoilers.
Awesome.
So yeah, Trent is just, like I said, extremely innovative in every possible way. His shows are absolutely an experience, as you know.
Amazing. I just had to be up close for that.
Yeah.
An amazing experience.
For sure, man. Thanks for coming out from Seattle,
man.
man.
Well, thanks for the interview. It was really good to meet you.
Definitely, man.
All right.
You want to go get a drink real quick?
Sure, yeah, I'm down.
Right, let's go.
I'm so stressed. Almost missed my flight. Work was supposed to finish like 2 minutes ago, but I just made it on. Just landed in Chicago. This is my layover. Got like 30 minutes to I am now standing outside of SeaTac Airport in Washington, just waiting for my mom to come pick me up. She'll be here in a few minutes. It's now 9:48 in the morning. I'm like crazy tired. I have an awful time sleeping on planes. I think I may have like dozed off a few times, like momentarily, but then like once my head, I think like once my head started to fall forward, I instantly just like woke up. But I may have slept on the plane a little bit, I'm not sure, and I'm not totally confident if I did end up getting sleep the night before the concert. So yeah, I'm just really tired, really looking forward to going home and getting some rest, and then when I get home I'll be uploading the full set video. I was a 9 Inch Nails show at Rocket Arena, and then I got 3 interviews. It was really cool. So I'll be uploading those 3 interviews from after the show. Met some really cool people. Yeah, later on when I get home, I'll do some more videos talking about the experience and the people I met. But it was a good time. I'm just like super tired. But yeah. Alright guys, Clayton here again. I am back in my room now. It is now Monday. It was Monday in the last video. Yeah, it's 11:38 p.m. now, and I've gotten a bit of rest since that last video because I was like super tired, pretty sleep deprived. I've gotten like 5 hours of sleep since then, I think. But yeah, the night before the concert, I'm not sure if I slept. If I did, I barely got any sleep. And then I just have a tough time falling asleep on airplanes. So I think there was like times where I like momentarily dozed off, but then like I'd probably start to fall forward and then boom, woke up. And I think like if I did get a little bit of rest on the plane, I was like half asleep. Anyways, I was pretty tired on the plane back. But yeah, overall, it was an amazing experience. It was my 3rd time seeing 9 Inch Nails. So yeah, yesterday, Sunday morning, I got up around 4. My dad and I got ready, and then my dad drove me to SeaTac Airport around 4:40ish. My plane took off around 6 in the morning, or I think it took off at 7, and I had a layover in Chicago, and that was about 4 or 5 hour flight, I think, to get from Seattle to Chicago. And then I was in Chicago for maybe an hour or so, and then flew to Cleveland from there, and that was maybe an hour and a half or 2 hour flight. When I got to Cleveland, it was just before 5 o'clock their time, and the time difference between Washington and Illinois is 2 hours, and then the time difference between Washington and Ohio is 3 hours. So I landed in Cleveland, Ohio, a little bit before 5, but it would have been, I think, a little bit before 2 p.m. in Pacific Standard Time in Washington. But yeah, I was at the airport for a little bit. Then I got a Lyft ride to Rocket Arena. I got there around like 6 p.m. and or maybe it was a little bit before 6 p.m. Like once I got there, or shortly after the Lyft ride. Actually, the Lyft driver was pretty cool. His name is Mark, and we talked for a little bit, had some nice conversation. But he dropped me off close to like right by Rocket Arena, and shortly after I got there, I ran into like a bootleg merch seller, and I ended up buying a shirt from him. So I'll show you that. It's this one. It's got like the cover of the slip on the front, and then on the back, got tour dates and a picture of Trent and Atticus. Like, I like the design on the front. I don't feel like the design on the back is the greatest graphic design. Like, the quality could be better, but I mean, the bootleg shirt was just $20, so I'll buy it. And yeah, I got to talk with that bootleg seller a little bit too. His name is Kevin. He told me he actually travels around the country just selling this kind of merch. So I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I mean the band should be like making all the money for the merch, but like I do appreciate like running into bootleg sellers and being able to buy merch from them too, because sometimes like this, I mean, you could buy designs that I mean, you couldn't buy at the merch table, and it cost a lot less too. So I do like buying some bootleg merch. Soon after I bought that, there was a girl who I ran into, I think with her mom, and she was asking like, "Oh, where did you buy that?" And I said, "I just bought it." And I don't know if they were able to find that guy, but I was walking with them to the entrance, and there was like a big line, and I guess there's like 2 entrances to go in, and on SeatGeek it said, or I'm pretty sure the doors were at 6:30, but I ended up being let in around like 6 or so people could get inside at 6 to get merch. I heard that earlier in the day, like around 3 o'clock, people could get inside to get merch too. But anyways, I got inside at 6. People could get inside to buy merch, but they couldn't like go to their seats yet. At 6:30, that's when people could go to their seats. But yeah, I had a floor ticket, and this is my 3rd time seeing Nine Inch Nails, but first time seeing them from the pit, and it was amazing. So yeah, after I got inside the venue, just I had my clear bag with me, checked it through security. I went through security, they waved me down with their wand. And then I found the area that was where all the people who had general admission floor tickets were gathered to go to the floor. And so I looked over there, and then I found out that you needed to have the red wristband to get into the floor access, to have access to the floor. So I went to the area to get the red wristband, which is close to one of the merch areas. I'm still wearing it right now. I'm like tempted to like wear this for a long time because it's like pretty special, but I might end up, I don't know, I might end up cutting it off sometime soon. So yeah, after I got this, I got in line. I got to meet a cool couple behind me, and I can't remember their names, but I enjoyed getting to talk with them a little bit. I think they said this was their first time seeing Nine Inch Nails, and they told me that like we're talking about Nine Inch Nails a little bit, and they told me that they really like the song "As Alive as You Need Me to Be," and that's cool because like I love it too. I've been listening to it a lot. Anyways, I was probably standing in line in that area for 15 or 20 minutes before we were told that we could go down to the floor, and it's like we didn't go straight to the floor. There was this lady, someone who worked there at Rocket Arena, and she was saying that, okay, like in a few minutes we're gonna go down to the floor, and we have to be like all organized, just walk in there. So no, you can't go to the bathroom, like you can't, we're just going straight to the floor. There's no stops, so like, you can't stop to buy merch, you can't stop to get food, you can't stop to use the bathroom. We're just going straight there. So a few minutes after she said that, these like metal gates opened, like they rolled up, that were in front of the area that we were standing at. And by the way, the area we all gathered in, it was like really cool. Like there's like these screens like to the side, and it was kind of like a circular roof, and the screens had like the artwork for the like Nine Inch Nails Peel It Back tour, and it just looked really cool. It was really beautiful standing in there. I don't know if that totally makes sense, but if you saw that part of the vlog, that'll probably make sense. Yeah, but so the gates rolled up, and then we walked with her to like this, I think it was like section 26 or something. That's where we walked down. It was like around there. We walked down the stairs to the floor, and yeah, after the gates rolled up, we walked down to that section, but it was still like a few minutes, maybe between like 2 and 5 minutes until like we were just gathered there waiting for a bit, and it was maybe like 5 minutes until we actually walked down to the floor. But yeah, it was just, oh my gosh, it was an amazing experience being so close on the floor. I was really excited. Initially, like, I thought, like, my number one spot I want to be at on the floor is, like, right next to the stage, like, the main stage. But I was thinking, if I can't get there, I'm going to try to be, like, right next to the B stage. And so when we were going down to the floor, I could already see that, like, there was lots of people already next to the stage, so I didn't think I'd be able to have a spot, like, right at the front. And I was also wanting to record a full video of the show, and I was trying to be conscious of those around me. Like, I didn't want to get in people's way. So I thought if I could record from the B stage, I probably wouldn't be in people's way as much. And thankfully I was able to get a spot like right at the B stage. So there's like no people between me and the stage. And it was so cool, like being that close to Trent. They ended up playing 6 songs on the B stage. So they opened with 3 songs on the B stage, then went to the main stage, came back, did 3 more songs on the B stage, and then went back to the main stage for like the final section of the show. And sorry if what I'm saying is like kind of out of order. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. So yeah, we were probably on the floor around 6:30 or 6:40. And the opener, the DJ, Boys Noize, didn't start until 8 o'clock, and then 9 Inch Nails ended up starting around 9 o'clock. Honestly, I was a little bit worried about like having to use the bathroom because like I was gonna be on the floor for like a long time, and like I didn't want to have to leave the show to use the bathroom, and I also like didn't want to have to lose my spot. But I got to meet some cool people around me, and I don't know, I just enjoyed getting to talk to the people. And there's a guy named Johnny, who he ended up holding my spot for me while I used the bathroom. I thought I'd have to go like up the steps to where, I don't know, like right outside the arena area where everyone's sitting, and like use the bathroom at like, I don't know, one of the main bathrooms there. But I was actually able to walk to the back of the floor. There's like a little tunnel where there's like, it's kind of like an area just for the people on the floor. And so I got to use the bathroom back there. Walked back. That was like around 7:40 or so. And then 8 o'clock, Boys Noize started. And that was my third time seeing or really hearing Boys Noize, because from where I was at, the B stage curtain was up, and that was kind of blocking, I guess you could call it the C stage where Boys Noize was at. So I couldn't really see him much, but I definitely, this is my favorite experience seeing, or my favorite experience, favorite time experiencing Boys Noize, I'll say. Because the first 2 times I was like up in the stands, and like being on the floor, I mean, it's a completely different experience, I'd say. I mean, it just doesn't really compare. So yeah, being on the floor, like right next to the gate or barricade, whatever you call it, next to the B stage, like being on the floor experiencing the show was amazing. But I guess like if you're like up in the stands, I feel like it's more like you're observing the show, and I don't know, it's cool, but it's more about like the production and lights, I guess, because I'm used to going to like lots of shows, lots of local shows in Seattle, and just being up close, like right next to the bands. So it definitely feels more real, I guess, more authentic. Not saying it's not an unauthentic experience if you're far back, but like being closer to the bands, it just feels more real for me. Anyways, when I was on the floor, like the DJ's playing, Boys Noize, it just feels more like you're like in a club almost. Like there's lots of people around you, people dancing like really into it. And yeah, like back when I saw them in Seattle and Vancouver, and like when I was far back in the seats, it's more like observing the experience. I don't know if that makes sense, but when I'm sitting or when I'm standing on the floor in this group of people. It just feels more like I'm in this experience, like I'm participating in it. Like it feels more real, I guess. I don't know if that totally makes sense, but I really enjoyed the Boys Noize set. I feel like back in Seattle and Vancouver, where I'm up in the stands, I didn't enjoy it quite as much. Like I feel like I would have enjoyed like an actual band on the stage more, but experiencing it from the floor it was really awesome. I enjoyed it. I found Boys Noize set more enjoyable. One of the guys I was talking to, Johnny, I also ended up interviewing him after the show. It was really cool getting to talk with him. But he was telling me during the Boys Noize set that he thought he could hear like parts of Nine Inch Nails songs in the DJ mix, or like there's elements of Nine Inch Nails in there. And he told me that, and I was like, okay, I hadn't really noticed that. So I said, okay, I guess I kind of went along with it, but like I couldn't really hear it, hear it myself. But then after a while in the set, like there were some samples of like Down in It, and I was like, oh, okay. Like it was so cool hearing that. Like hearing just the samples of Trent Reznor saying like, now I'm down in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like really cool, because now it's like gave me even more hyped up for the Nine Inch Nails show, because now I'm hearing parts of Nine Inch Nails before the Nine Inch Nails show. And the last 2 times I saw Boys Noize on this tour, I don't recall hearing any sort of like Nine Inch Nails being mixed into their set. So it was like especially cool to hear that at this show. Yeah, I mean, the people around me during Boys Noize, they seemed to enjoy the music too. People were like getting into it and dancing, and I was just, I don't know, I was like letting myself just fully enjoy it. Like I was just dancing around to it, and I was like headbanging a little bit. It was really fun. I already knew this from like the last 2 times I'd seen Boys Noize, that like it was like an hour-long set, and in like the last 10 to 15 minutes they really start using the lights more. So like up above me, like the first 45-50 minutes or so, it's just like the straight red lights. The lights aren't changing at all. But then in the last 10-15 minutes of their set, I mean, the lights are still red, but they're strobing a bit. They're I don't know, I mean, some of the lights are like rolling, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but the lights are doing stuff, and it's getting you more hyped up for the show. I think I would have liked more if the lights were doing stuff for like throughout the whole Boys Noize set. But I mean, I think saving it for like the last 10 to 15 minutes before Nine Inch Nails gets you really more hyped, I guess. Anyways, I already knew this before, like from the other shows, but like Nine Inch Nails ends up starting like within seconds after the Boys Noize set finishes. So sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place here. Maybe like 10 minutes or so before Nine Inch Nails started, I could briefly see like Trent coming around the corner and like walking up this little like walking up some stairs into the B stage. And at that point, I mean, the black curtain is still up around the B stage, but people could see Trent going up, and so they start cheering. And so that was like really cool, just to be there and experience him like just walking up before the show even started. But then yeah, once like within seconds after the like the ending of the Boys Noize set, I mean, the lights are just strobing, and it was just a really exciting experience. It's going along with the music, and then boom, stops, the room goes black, the curtains go down, and there's like all these other tour members or crew members, whatever, around the B stage. And so like once the curtain drops, they're all like pulling it, so they're getting it to the ground, so getting rid of the curtain. And then soon after that, Trent starts, the first song is just Trent, and he's playing Right Where It Belongs solo on the piano, just acoustic. It was really cool to see that. And he ends up ending that song with a like the outro of Somewhat Damaged, which is one of my favorite Nine Inch Nails songs. And to like the only prepping I did for like this video is I wrote some info about the show. Like I wrote down the set list so I can be organized when I'm talking about the songs. But it was so special to be there, like right next to the B stage, especially when he's playing Somewhat Damaged, like the outro for it. And yeah, it was so cool. And then after the Somewhat Damaged outro, he gets into Ruiner. He starts off acoustic on the piano, then eventually Atticus Ross and Alessandro come on the stage. And I can't remember if Robin was on the stage for Ruiner. I think he may have been, but then the third song, like Ruiner, it was a great song, and it's cool to see it get more amped up throughout the course of the song. The third song was Piggy, and this is the not the album version from the Downward Spiral, but it's one of the remix versions. It's the Piggy, like Nothing Can Stop Me Now version. And my third time seeing this one on the tour, it was really great. It was really cool to see up close. And it was like Trent's on stage, and then during that song, there's this girl with a big light that she's holding in her hand. And so she's like shining the light on Trent, and it's really cool to see Trent's like shadow being projected into like the back of the arena. Really cool. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, just amazing experience. Like once Trent finishes, once they finish Piggy, like Trent's like, nothing can stop me, and then like instantaneously, like right before they even finish, Josh Freese, I think that's how you say his name, is he starts doing his drum solo to transition between the B stage and the main stage. And so I was facing the B stage, and then I turn around and you can see the video of Josh Freese doing his drum solo being projected onto the curtains that are over the main stage, because at that point the curtains are still covering the main stage. So I turn around, I can see Josh Freese doing his drum solo, briefly turn around again, I could see Trent and the rest of the band leaving the B stage, and turn around again, Josh Freese is still doing his drum solo. That lasts like maybe like a minute and a half, but it's really cool. Like the last section of the drum solo, he's doing a little bit of the drums for Getting Smaller from the With Teeth album. So it's like it's like amazing. That's Getting Smaller is like one of my favorite Nine Inch Nails songs. So it was really special to be able to hear that. I was like looking at Setlist FM the other day, at like the previous Nine Inch Nails concert set list, and I saw there was a note that for like when Josh Freese was playing his drum solo a few nights ago, he was playing part of Getting Smaller. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I was able to find a full audio recording of that, and to hear that was pretty cool. But hearing in person was awesome. Within seconds after Josh Freese finished his drum solo, the band goes into Wish, and while that's starting, the black curtains are going up, and that was an amazing song. It was so cool to see that. And being right at the B stage, I mean, I feel like I had the perfect spot. Like I'm not too far away from the main stage. I can see the band members really well. I get to see the screens on the side, and then there's like a screen behind them, but there's also the first section of them being on the main stage. There's like a thin veil, there's like a thin curtain in front of them, but it's like see-through, but there's like projections on those too. So it looked so cool. Like visually, it was an amazing experience. And so there's projections of the band. They're on the screen behind them. They're on like the screens off to the side, but they're also on this like thin curtain in front of them. It looked amazing. Wish was awesome. After Wish, they did March of the Pigs, and they had like an extended outro of that. But just like the visuals, like the whole show, amazing. It looked amazing. The March of the Pigs, I don't know how to describe the colors, but it just, I don't know. Whoever's in charge of doing like the visuals for the tour, amazing job. After March of the Pigs, they did Reptile, one of my favorite songs of the night. Honestly, like Reptile is one of the reasons I wanted to be on the floor, because I think visually that's like my favorite song they played. It's like doing the, I feel silly doing that, but like they're doing the intro, and then it's like Josh is like like with his drumsticks just like counting down like the next part of the song, and it's like boom, boom. Oh my gosh, I feel so silly doing this. But like when the guitars are doing the boom, like the lights, there's like these bright green lights just like strobing onto like into the pit, and it's just like amazing, and it looked so cool. But it's like boom, and then when you hear like the mechanical sample whatever going like I feel so I'm gonna say this a few times, but like I feel silly trying to like recreate the sounds using my voice. But it's like boom, and it's like boom, but like the whole time, like after the boom, and when it's going like boom, like there's like these lights on the stage, and it looks like this like almost like Nine Inch Nails is in like this like white little cage, but the lights are going up on the curtain, and then they're going down. And if you haven't seen the video, this probably wouldn't make sense, but that looked amazing. So visually, I'd say Reptile was my favorite song from the tour. But yeah, they did Reptile, and then they did Find My Way after Reptile, which that was my first time hearing this live. And this song, that was the 7th song of the night, and it seems like that song or that song slot, they alternate between different songs. So like the first show I saw them at on this tour was at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, BC. And so that song slot, they played The Lovers. And then when I saw them in Seattle, they played Heresy. But then this time they played Find My Way. So it was really cool to see that. It's cool to see an alternate song being played. And Hesitation Marks is a really good album, and just really cool to see a song from that album. And then speaking of Hesitation Marks, after Find My Way, they played Copy of a, which is the second song on Hesitation Marks. And Copy of a, like another amazing song visually, probably my second favorite like visual experience, right behind Reptile. But yeah, well, there's like all these different projections of Trent going up on the curtains around him, and it just a really cool experience to see that. After a Copy of it, they played Gave Up. With that song, they were like utilizing like the lights above me. They didn't use those lights for the whole show, just parts of it. But that was really cool performance. Like Robin is singing all like the screaming parts, and Trent is doing the other vocal parts, but amazing song. It was really cool to hear music from the Broken EP, because that is such an amazing piece of music. I think, well, yeah, because they started with Wish on the main stage, so I got to hear 2 songs from the Broken EP. After Gave Up, or at the end of Gave Up, like before it was over, I could turn around and see on the B stage that Boys Noize was there, and there was like the lights were shining above the B stage. It was like red over there. So while Gave Up is ending, it's kind of getting prepared for before the second B stage set. And so once Gave Up finished, it instantly goes into the song Vessel. The next 3 songs were on the B stage, and those are all like remix versions with Boys Noize. And actually, I'm not really familiar with Vessel. I haven't really listened to Year Zero yet. I haven't really experienced that, although I do like the song Meet Your Master, but like I still need to listen to Year Zero. I'm pretty sure Vessel is from the album. But just the way that song was introduced, and like the lights coming down and seeing like Trent go onto the stage, it was just, that song was like a really cool experience. Second song they played on the B stage for that section of the B stage, because like I said, they started off on the B stage doing an acoustic 3 songs in the main stage, and then they're back to the B stage. The second song they did for being back on the B stage was Closer, and that was like a new remix version with Boys Noize. And the first two times I saw Closer on this tour, in Seattle and Vancouver, BC, they played the regular version with a little bit of The Only Time thrown in there, which The Only Time is another one of my favorite Nine Inch Nails songs. But seeing, like, I remember a few days after the Seattle show, I saw that they're doing a remix version on the B stage. And honestly, at first, I think I was a little skeptical of, man, what's it going to be like? I feel like Closer is such an amazing song, and it's so amazing and big that it needs to be on the main stage. But then when I saw a video and like when I heard the new remix of Closer, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. So I was just, before the show, I was really anticipating hearing this new remix of Closer, and it did not disappoint. It was amazing, especially being so close, being just up front right there. But yeah, I loved seeing this new version of Closer. I thought that after Vessel, or maybe after Closer, they would play As Alive As You Need Me to Be, but they didn't end up playing that at the show, which honestly I was a little bit disappointed by it, because I was looking forward to seeing that up close. Seems like once they started this US leg of the tour, that's when they started playing As Alive As You Need Me to Be, which is going to be on the new Tron soundtrack, which Nine Inch Nails is doing the full thing. I'm excited to listen to the soundtrack once it comes out. But yeah, they didn't end up playing As Alive As You Need Me to Be at this show. But after Closer, they played the Boys Noize remix of Came Back Haunted. Honestly, the first 2 times I saw it, like, I really liked the song Came Back Haunted, but I didn't really think this new remix was like the greatest. But being up close and seeing it right there was like a whole new experience for it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it sounded great. And again, it was just really cool to be that close for it. But yeah, seeing Came Back Haunted on the B stage, like up close, felt like a whole new experience, and I enjoyed the song more than I did the last 2 times I saw it. But then at the end of Came Back Haunted, you see Trent leaving the B stage, and he's still like singing Came Back Haunted into the microphone. I came back haunted, and he's just walking back. By the way, throughout the whole show, there's someone on the stage with a camera recording the whole thing, and it's like you're getting the perspective from on the stage, and it's being projected onto the screens. And I thought it was really cool. I've seen some people complain in comment sections on YouTube videos, like, why is there like someone just on the stage filming? And I think it really adds to the whole experience. But yeah, they were with him on the B stage, where they were with Nine Inch Nails on the B stage too, the second time during the remix set. And so I wasn't like really turning around much during that. I was watching like the B stage, but for like behind me, like, oh my gosh, when Nine Inch Nails went back to the B stage for the remix portion of the show, the black curtains went back down onto the main stage. And so throughout the B stage set, there's video of them being projected onto the main stage curtains. So for people who aren't right there and up close, they still get to see really good video of like up close of Trent and of Boys Noize and Atticus. And so that was really cool. But I was mostly just watching the B stage and not the curtains with that video being projected onto it. Anyways, as Trent is walking back to the main stage, he's singing the end of Came Back Haunted, and the guy with the camera is following him, so you're still seeing that projected onto the main stage. But once, like, after the vocal part is done with that, Boys Noize is still doing, like, this, like, remix outro of it, and then you see, like, that's going on for a little bit, and then they start to go into the next song. So like the first song being back onto the main stage is Mr. Self-Destruct, and that was my first time seeing that one live. It was really amazing. So it's kind of flowing from Came Back Haunted to Mr. Self-Destruct. At the beginning of Mr. Self-Destruct, you're still hearing like the remix instrumental of Came Back Haunted, and then like a few maybe within 5 to 10 seconds after Mr. Self-Destruct has started, Came Back Haunted is just done in the background. But it's just so cool, like hearing that boom, 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 like the intro for Mr. Self-Destruct. Really awesome. And the guy in front of me, Johnny, who I mentioned earlier, it was so cool seeing his reaction, because he had like a backwards Nine Inch Nails hat on, and once that like the boom, once that starts, he's like holding his head like that, and it was just like, to see someone like that, like almost like shocked that song is playing, that was really cool. It was really cool to see the song live, although I did notice that Trent did mess up the lyrics a little bit. Pretty sure it starts out with like, I am the voice inside your head, and then like, I'm the lover inside your bed, or something like that. He switched the lyrics, so initially his first lyrics live were like, I'm the lover inside your bed, and then he did I'm the voice inside your head. But it was a great performance, great to see that. Now that song, that's another one of the songs where they've been kind of like alternating it. So the first 2 times I saw Nine Inch Nails on this tour, the first time when they went back to the main stage from doing the B stage remix set, when they went back to the main stage, they were opening that with Somewhat Damaged, which again is one of my favorite songs, so it was really cool to see that live. But this time they did Mr. Self-Destruct. After Mr. Self-Destruct, they did Less Than from the Add Violence EP, and like Less Than is starting like when Robin is finishing this like little guitar outro on Mr. Self-Destruct. Less Than, really great song, really great to see it live. Then they did The Perfect Drug. That was amazing. The crowd was just like lit up, and people were loving it. It was great to see that one live too. After The Perfect Drug, Trent was doing like band introductions, like saying like, this is Robin, this is Alessandro, this is Atticus. After that, he was mentioning Cleveland, because Cleveland is actually where Nine Inch Nails started. So it was like a hometown show, and he's talking about how he's like driving through Cleveland that day and just taking it all in. And I can't remember exactly what he said, so I'm not going to try to put words into his mouth. But it was really cool to hear him talk about Cleveland. After that, he was like thanking the crowd for coming out to the show. Then he mentioned David Bowie. He's like, oh yeah, like, he mentioned like the time when David Bowie called him and kind of discussed the idea of like doing a tour together, and then they covered the song I'm Afraid of Americans by David Bowie, which is really cool to see that. That was my second time seeing them perform that, because they did that at the Vancouver, BC show, but they didn't play it in Seattle. After that, they did The Hand That Feeds, and then Head Like a Hole, which both the songs were like amazing live. I don't really know exactly what commentary to add to it, but it was just amazing. those, like, the crowd was just really amped up for those. So it was really cool to experience it from the pit, especially. Head Like a Hole, those lights were, like, insane. Out of the whole show, I'd say the lights for Head Like a Hole were, like, the brightest. So there were some parts where it was, like, actually kind of hard to see. But yeah, it seemed like the whole crowd throughout the arena was just loving it and just singing for Head Like a Hole. But then it was really special. They ended the show with Hurt. And, I mean, that's, like, a really special song and really cool to end it with. And especially being close, like, I'd say I was probably within, like, maybe 40 feet of the stage, at least, like, maybe 50 feet. And so I was still, like, really close to the band for that. And I don't know what to say. It was just a really special experience to see that perform live. And then the show ended, and so it's doing, like, the ending of Hurt, so it's just, like, really loud. And I think I was just, like, looking around, like, on with my camera, just, like, panning around the crowd. And it's, like, really loud from the outro, and then after a bit the curtains come back down, and then the NIN, for, like, the symbol for Nine Inch Nails, is just shining on the screen, or not the screen, but it's being projected onto the black curtains. That was just amazing experience. Definitely in my, like, top 10 concerts of all time. It was my 71st concert of the year. Pretty sure possibly my 280th concert of my life. I've been to many shows, and I'm 24. But yeah, after that I got a video interview with dude, dang it, I think I said that his name was Johnny earlier. No, I got an interview with Ethan. That's the guy who was standing by me at the show. Got a interview with him. He was talking about his experience, so it was really cool to hear someone talk about their perception of the show and how they liked it. So I got an interview with him, and then it was cool because, like, while I'm recording, the band, or the stage is being taken down, being taken apart. You can see, like, the lights that were up above are slowly being, like, let down. So it's cool to, like, experience, like, the takedown part of the show too. And then I got a picture with him, and then he took a picture of me with, like, one of the crates holding, like, the equipment, and, like, the crate had, like, said, like, 9 Inch Nails on it, so that's pretty cool. And then after that, before I left the venue, I got an interview with a girl named, I think it's Elo, and a guy named Rowan. He's 17, she's 19, and they just met at the show. They were at the front of the barricade, so I got to hear about their experience. She drove, like, 6 hours for the show, and this was her third concert of the tour. And I'm pretty sure this was Rowan's first time seeing them, but he's seen them 2 more times on this tour. And like I said, this is my third time seeing them. But it was cool meeting them and getting to hear about their experiences and how they liked 9 Inch Nails. And then after that, I did go to a merch table, and I got this shirt, actually, that I'm wearing right now. And I was hoping to find this one at the show. Just, it says 9 Inch Nails Peel Back Tour. Really cool. On the back side, it's got dates and cities. Then I also got this shirt. I don't think I saw this, like, at the other shows. It says, "I now know the depths I reach are limitless." It's lyrics from the song Reptile. It says 9 Inch Nails on the back, Peel It Back 2025 tour. Then besides that, I also bought this hoodie. One of my friends in Seattle, Tammy, she wanted this, but she wasn't able to get it at the show. So I told her if they have this size, I'll buy it for her. So I got this hoodie for her, and next time I see her, I'll be giving it to her. And then before I left the venue, I ended up meeting a guy named Mark too. It was really cool talking with him. I met some of his friends, and before I met his friends, I got to talk with him and talk about some of the deep meanings that Nine Inch Nails, like how they've helped me through lots of grief and stuff. So that was like really cool getting to like talk with him. And then yeah, I got to meet his friends too. And they said, like, I ended up leaving the venue with them, and they said they were gonna go to a bar, and I thought about asking them if I could go to the bar with them and join them, but I didn't want to intrude. I felt like I might be rude if I asked them. Anyways, they left. I was walking around outside, seeing if I could find any more people to talk to or get more like video interviews about the experience. And after maybe 15 to 20 minutes, I ran into a guy named, or before that, I did get a second bootleg shirt after the show. And this one, not the greatest shirt, but it says 9 Inch Nails Peel It Back Tour 2025. And it's got this picture of Trent, which someone told me it looks kind of like an AI shirt or AI design. They're like, yeah, Trent would probably hate that. But on the back, it's got the different cities on it. And so, yeah, I mean, Trent, you know, maybe he wouldn't be a fan of this. And it's not like official merch. But I just thought it's kind of cool because, like, where else would you see this? It's pretty unique, I think. And this is also $20 too. So, yeah, I got another bootleg shirt after the show. And then maybe 15 to 20 minutes after I had walked out of the venue, I ran into a guy named Johnny. We ended up talking for maybe like 40 minutes or so about 9 Inch Nails, talking about Nirvana too, because he heard I was from Seattle, and just we had a really great conversation. And yeah, I ended up getting an interview with him. That video is like 14 minutes or so. At the end of the interview, it was cool. Like we shook hands, and you can hear him saying, the last thing he says is like, "Hey, do you want to go to a bar?" I was like, "Sure." So that's where the video stops, which I thought was kind of cool. It turns out the bar that we went to was just walking down the street from Rocket Arena. That's the same bar that Mark and his friends went to, like the people I met when I was leaving the venue. So I ran into them, and we were there until like closing, so until 2, and people bought me some drinks, so that was like really cool. I ended up having like 2 beers, I think it's called Oktoberfest. And I don't really like beer, but it was a fun experience. I had fun like getting to talk with people and just meeting people. I loved meeting fellow 9 Inch Nails fans. And they had like one of those things where you can like request songs, like you pay for music to be played. It's like the modern jukebox, I guess. And so you pay on this app and you can request songs. So there's one lady, I think her name might be Heather, and she was playing some 9 Inch Nails songs. So like she did Into the Void, which is it's one of my favorite 9 Inch Nails songs. Down in It, I think that's like the first one she played. She did one called like Capital G, which I am not familiar with, but it's from the what is it called? Year Zero album. And I think the last song she was playing was Sunspots, but that's when they were closing, so it turned off like mid-song. So her and I were just singing that together, like after the song ended, we were just finishing it on our own. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. After the show, after the bar, I was hanging out with Johnny for a bit more, and he's walking me through parts of the city a little bit, giving me a little bit of a tour. After that, I got a ride back to the airport, but I got there like pretty late, and like the security line was crazy long. So I honestly thought that there was a chance I might miss not that there was just a chance I might miss my flight, but I was almost certain I was going to miss my flight because I have my United Airlines app open, and it said, like, I was like, not even, I was in line for security. It said, like, boarding starts in, like, 14 minutes, and I just saw, like, the countdown go on, and then I was still in security, and, oh my gosh, it was, like, so stressful. Like, it said on my app that boarding ended at 5:45, and I finally got through security at like 5:42. I had to run all the way to gate C29 or terminal C29, and I run a lot, but like nothing could have prepared me for that. I was wearing my Vans too. I was like running crazy hard, and I got there at like 5:47, 2 minutes after it said the boarding was finished. But I was like, oh, like I got there, there was no one like sitting at the gate, but there was still like a lady at like the terminal, a lady working there. I was like, can I still get on the plane? And she said yeah. So I was like so thankful. I was like, I think there may have been 1 or 2 more people who came on after me, but I totally thought I wasn't gonna be able to make it on the plane, but I'm glad I did. Yeah, so it was kind of scary. I thought I'd miss the flight, but I didn't. So that was probably like a 2-hour flight. There was another layover in Chicago, and then I think by the time I landed, my plane was about to start boarding in Chicago. So just went to walked to my plane. I walked to that terminal. I think on the way I stopped at an Auntie Anne's in the airport, got some pretzels, and then the flight from Chicago to SeaTac was about 4 hours or so, and finished watching a movie that I'd started on a plane ride the day before, which is Companion. It was released 2025. It's got Sophie Thatcher. It's pretty good. And anyways, by the time I got back, I was so tired, like very sleep deprived, and then yeah, got home. I probably got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and then now here I am later today, technically tomorrow now, or it's Tuesday. It's after midnight. It's 12:29 in the morning. So anyways, this is probably like the end of my concert vlog here. This is like super long. This video right here is going at 50 minutes, and but I'm probably gonna have this full thing at the end of the concert vlog, just talking about the concert. I might make another video like this where I'm just talking about the concert experience, but probably a bit shorter than 50 minutes with videos of the concert just spliced in there. But anyways, this concludes my concert vlog, my 3rd time seeing Nine Inch Nails' 71st concert of the year, and I think my 280th concert in my life. It was an amazing experience, really special. I'm so happy I got to be on the floor, and it was very expensive, but it was worth it for me. Yeah, it was like I was just there and back. Like I landed in Cleveland just before 5 p.m. and then flew back at 6 in the morning the next day. So I was just there for the concert. 10 out of 10 would recommend, but I would definitely recommend it more if you're someone who can sleep on planes, but I'm not. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the video here. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye. Concerts in Seattle. Like
That's cool. When I saw that, I was like,